about very quickly what happens when your son or daughter brings somebody home and you go, whoa,
like you get a little, well, I call it a pink flag, a little bit, or you don't get the warm fuzzy feeling.
Yeah.
You get a little, so is it knowing that they're dating or actually meeting them, the warm and fuzzy feeling? Or like when they say, they come home and they go, oh my God, I met somebody, Mom.
Well, yeah, I mean, I wait until I meet the person
to make a judgment.
Start my judgment making.
I've known you for like 30 years and I'm going to say, no, wait, I do this to you.
Oh,
like
God.
That's a big, that's a no. You make judgments very quickly, I think.
No, I make my first impression.
Oh, okay.
First impressions are everything to me.
Hey, there's a Head and Shoulders commercial right there. You only have one chance to
make a first impression. Head and Shoulders.
Yeah. All right.
I didn't know that was there. Okay, so I think I can read people very clearly when I meet them. There are some people it takes a little bit longer. I'm big into body language. Yet, and sometimes when you meet somebody, it's only, hey, how are you? Everybody's on their best behavior.
Yeah.
And so it's fine. So right now they're at a scale of 1 to 10, they're at a 10.
Okay.
And then you start hearing things
along the way
your
from your
kid
kid
about, and you're not hearing the other side.
Right.
And
so let's take a daughter.
Wait,
for
and
instance.
because I don't care about the other side,
Oh.
I just can't believe my kid. That's not true, because I will throw both my kids underneath the bus.
You do. Yeah.
If they're not doing, if they're not acting in a way that's appropriate and how I raise them.
You will call them out.
Yeah, absolutely.
In front of me.
In front of anybody.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It's quite embarrassing.
Yeah,
So,
they've told me, Mom! Anyway. Yeah.
All right, so let's do a for instance, because you have a male and a female. You have a son and a daughter.
A male and a female.
You have a daughter and a son. Awkward.
Yes.
So you can speak
Night
to both
and
of
day.
us. And I have 2 boys, and they right now are currently 17, just graduated high school, and 14.
Right.
So, and the 17-year-old didn't date. He had 2 girlfriends in freshman year, senior
Okay,
year.
what's
It was
the
same
announcement?
person.
What are we doing?
No. So what I'm saying is I'm setting it up. Like you have a lot more experience than
Oh, yeah,
I
okay.
do.
Yeah, but I thought we were going with my daughter.
Well, so
with
right.
a
So
daughter.
well, I think we could go with both. So
Right.
that's what I wanted to get to it. I wanted to say,
Okay.
Tell me about you now. You have a daughter. We're going to talk about a daughter. Whether you use your own or you bring in friends or however you want to do
Right.
this. You have a daughter who's older, in her 20s, and has dated several men, and seriously through time. So
well-
now, what's the situation currently with your daughter?
Well, first of all, if I were to talk about her, she'd kill me. So
Let's talk
I
about
can't
okay.
talk about her specifically.
Understood.
But
okay.
when your child dates, what I find is that I'm more protective of my daughter
Okay.
than I am of my son, and they tell you things, and you have to do that
Bite your
because
tongue.
otherwise, my experience, the kids won't. They won't tell you anything. Yet when you talk to their friends are just they word vomit.
Right. Okay. Yeah. You get more out of the friends
You get more
than
always,
you do
always. Yeah.
your son or daughter. Okay.
But it's hard because.
And I didn't want to put you on the spot by saying daughter, right? So, but you have a lot more experience, and so share your experience with our viewers out here that are curious about what do you really do when you don't like, say, your daughter's boyfriend, and it's not necessarily your daughter's boyfriend, it could,
Right.
but what do you do? Like, what
If you don't like the person that they're dating,
what do you do when you don't like
and I have verbalized my concerns with some people, and she doesn't want to hear it. It's her life, it's her decision, it's their decision, and the more that you talk against it, the more it's like
like
they're
almost
gonna
anything
stay.
else when they were little, like don't
Yeah.
eat that candy.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And that's hard because you have to find that space or that place where and we're not talking about any kind of physical abuse or verbal. That's
It's
a
just you
whole
just don't
other
like them.
issue.
You're just like, no.
This
they
is just
don't
like
do
little
it for
things
me.
like who's paying for the bill.
Yeah. Oh, that's opening up the doors, meeting family or
Yeah.
hanging out, and so like the little pink flags, red flags, things that kind of go up, and everything's sunny daisy in the first few weeks and even the first few months. As you get to know or hear, or your son or daughter is dating a significant other for a longer period of time, and you hear them say a couple little things, and you go,
yeah, it's so hard walking that line, and it's really hard for me to.
Yeah,
not that
because
I have an
you want
issue
the
with
best for
not talking.
your son or daughter, right? See, so I could see me on the opposite end, like yelling at my son, being like, "Open the door, pay the bill." Like,
I drilled that into my son.
Yeah, I would do that
way.
with boys.
I think it's so different today, where when they're more successful in their 20s or late 20s, where they're splitting bills or whatever. I'm still to this day. Somebody's here.
Yeah. Dog.
We brought the puppies.
Sounds like a dog. Sounds like a watchdog. This is going to be one of those times where you go. This is going to be one of those times. Because we'll be. And you can just put Maria goes on and on and on. Oh my God, I'm laughing so hard. I think I have back sweat.
Oh, my back has been sweating since I got to the studio. It's just dripping down.
I have back sweat.
Because it's so hot
in the studio.
I have geothermal at my house.
Oh yeah, right? This does
and
not
it said it when it's really humid out. You guys got to get geothermal.
Oh, geothermal. We have to have a conversation about that. We're going to wear green next time when we do that.
It said it's 66, and when it's really
It's freezing
hot,
in her house.
it's 64. It's just so.
I have to bring my parka.
Okay, so anyway, we're talking about when your kids bring home somebody that you're not a fan of, and this is outside of any kind of physical or emotional kind of stuff. It's just you just don't like them. Like the fact that the guy doesn't open up the car door. Like I have certain standards for my son where he needs to open up the car door. He needs to pull out her chair when she sits down at a restaurant. He needs to carry her bags. Right. For me, that is just being, what's the word I'm looking for? When you're
it's a gentleman behavior. It's being frivolous.
That's it. That's when, and I love that. And any woman who said, I don't need the door open for me, please, then you're not good enough for my son. Because you understand that that's how I want him to feel good.
Kids are different, though, than what we were brought up with.
I agree. But, there's a certain level of being polite and kind and doing those things for my son doing those things, or my daughter being on the receiving end of just simple things, shows so much about the person's character. And that's very, very important to me.
Right. So paying for a dinner or paying for
when they're both broke, they can both split it.
Right. And a lot of times that's how they do it. They'll split.
Right.
Going Dutch, I think they call it now with that.
Is it?
Or Russian? No, I don't know.
Russian?
I'm Czechoslovakian. Jesus. I use that line all the time.
What's that got to do with this?
It doesn't. It has nothing to do with it. Okay.
This is so bad. It's the end of a long day.
But it's fun, and I'm shiny. And I remember when my son was like a sophomore, junior in high school, and he had there's a lot of boy-girl stuff going on now.
Always.
A lot more than when we were in school, right?
Yeah.
So, and I remember one of the girls was here, and she was riding around the house on the hoverboard. That was kind of big.
Oh, I
in the
love
day.
the
They would
hoverboard. I have one. Yes.
Riding around on the hoverboard. And I was kind of like putzing about, like I pretty much just picked things up, put things down, and then removed them, and was just kind of like keeping an eye out on stuff. And I was like, at one point, she started just chit-chatting with me a little bit, which was fun. And I call her Izzy, Lizzy, Dizzy, because it was just kind of fun. She's a friend.
Yeah.
And she's on the hoverboard, and I said, where's Quinn? She literally looked me in the eye, and she goes, I think he's upstairs pooping. And I was horrified. God. I was like, how can you say that to a parent? Really? You would actually say that to me?
I think that's great because she felt comfortable.
Yes. And she was a friend, so she wasn't like girlfriend. But I think my point here is they think differently than the way that we, like for us, when we were dating, it was like, oh, touch my hand. Oh, we went roller skating.
Not that she was in the room with him while he was pooping.
No, God, stop. That's horrifying. That's even worse. Oh my God. All right. So give me 3 things that you do when, advice for our viewers here who want to know, please help me. I don't like the guy my daughter is dating. Mm-hmm. What do you say, Maria?
You can't do anything, although you can just do a few sentences here and there, and subliminally it will just start to sink in. You really can't, because I think the more that you say, the more they're going to pull away. And
does age matter, depending on their age? Would you have said something if you didn't like the person she's dating at 16 versus at 20 versus at 21, 22?
No, I think it's because of the type of person that she is.
Okay, gotcha.
It wouldn't matter.
Wouldn't matter her. Okay, right.
Right, and for the boy, probably be the same thing. No one listens to me. She doesn't listen to me. My kids don't.
So I'm a big advocate, and you've heard me say it before. Keep talking, keep the conversation going. Yeah. And now you're saying, don't say anything.
Well, because your kids are going to pull away. Mine do. Okay. I mean, you may be able to sit there and have a conversation with your kid and say, look, I don't like A, B, C, and D.
Right.
I don't like where this is going. Mm-hmm. And what I do is I just, I'll occasionally say, oh, how's so-and-so? Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, are they still doing this? Mm. And I get a yes or no. Okay. And then the conversation's over with.
Have you had the conversation, or, I have not had this with my sons about what they are looking for in a relationship?
That's a great question. No, I just asked my son if he likes blondes or brunettes.
Well, now. So much for the redhead who's been knocking at his door. Okay. Well, because, and I say that because we've done the expectations and appreciation, and your expectation of, in yours out there, people, of what you think your son or daughter deserves, so to say, may not be in alignment with really what their desires are, or where their hearts lie, or whatnot. I don't know. So that's why I kind of asked, does that make you feel okay, daughter, when he doesn't open the door for you? And they may just be like, oh yeah, that's not a problem. I don't ever open, that's fine, Mom. Or is that okay if he doesn't pay for dinner even though he invited you out? Is it okay that the aunt at your Thanksgiving started grilling your daughter, and your son and the boyfriend was like, don't talk to my aunt that way? There's all these with it. So how do you talk to your kids about what do they want out of a relationship?
Like I said before, though, it screams volumes about the person that they're dating's character.
But to who? It screams volumes to you, or to... It
screams volumes to me, and hopefully I have instilled in my kids what needs to be, what a person needs to have. Mm-hmm. And some form of it, because it all boils down to respect,
self-worth, self-image, how
comfortable
you are. Don't settle. Right? What was the quote I sent you? Red flags or
oh my God, that was
we'll post it here. It was from a women's empowerment group. I sent it to Maria just the other day, because I think there are expectations that we have for kids in dating, and we want the best for our kids.
Yes.
But I think there's also some concessions where, I may not know my kid in that light of their relationship, what they want or what they don't want. But I do want somebody to treat my boys well. Yeah. I'll actually pay somebody. Not kidding. I take them away.
I want them to be treated like they're on a pedestal. Both of them.
Yeah.
You just want the best for them. You want their face to light up when they see the person, not go, they're here again. All right, so the quote is, As we gain confidence in ourselves, red flags are no longer red flags. They are deal breakers. That's how we're gonna end. That was that was great. I mean, yeah, really.
Giving you a shot of the truth.
Yeah,
we'll post it in there.
Oh, it's backwards.
Yeah, you can post it. Well, it might not be, but we'll figure it out. But this is what we do. So thanks for listening. I hope that gave you a little bit of
good
courage
luck. Let us know.
Talk to your kids. Find out what they want out of a relationship, and if you don't like
Tell
it,
them what they want.
ask them. Be nice. Get them out of the house.
Amen.
Cheers. Shout the truth.
Shout the truth.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe. And what else? Dating? I don't know. I want to date.